It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start. It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start.
Well, welcome back everybody to a rocky start to the stream. I certainly apologize about that. Technology failing for reasons that is unknown to us. Back in here in the booth with Core Source. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm doing well. How are you, Nick?
I'd be doing better if my... So the same thing we were talking about, I still haven't rectified from last week, where I click to a different window and it defaults my audio to 100%. So I went from, hey, comfortable audio, to your hey was like, you stabbed me in the side of the face. That was jarring, to say the absolute least. Holy crap.
Not the start we were looking for.
No.
Sorry about that.
No, that's not your fault. I can't... We've just got some stuff to figure out here as far as what is eating all these resources. My God.
Yeah.
Because
all the technology stuff.
I'm going to try that video again later in the stream, and you know what? If it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah, no worries.
Because I think it is genuinely a awesome graphic, so appreciate that. Ah, dude, if the other videos suck as well, I'm going to be pissed, because those were great. We're doing it.
Hopefully it sorts itself out.
We're pushing through.
Yeah, and we hope those of you that are tuning in will be able to put up with a little bit of issues here and there. If we have some video issues tonight, we apologize, but yeah, some technology things aside, we hope to have some good racing. Round 2, we've got Termas to Rio Hondo. This is always an exciting track. You've got a couple of highlight areas to look at on this one. We have the Moto2 bikes out qualifying right now. Some of the big spots, the favorite passing opportunities in this track, turns 1, 5, 7, and 13. Big ones to look out for. That second to the last turn, turn 13, is always going to be a contention spot, especially on these Moto2 bikes where, you know, if for any of you that are playing the game, the Moto2 bikes, the brakes don't work as good as they did in the last one, so we might see some riders struggling with those hard braking zones like turns 5 and 13, so it'll be exciting to watch.
It's crazy to me, because in reality, Moto2 brakes are just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think they just missed the mark on fine-tuning them for this game, but that's it just is what it is. Part of playing the milestone games. Yeah, oh, sadly, it looks like we just dropped 2 plane there. Disconnection there in qualifying. So he will be able to get back in for the race, but unfortunately he'll be starting from the back of the grid.
Yeah, maybe not be his fault, but you know, it's one of those things that we have to be tough because of the schedule. I mean, if every time somebody dropped, we would just never finish race night. So it sucks, but you know, we do have to be respectful to everybody else.
Yeah, and we do have to mention there's also one more wildcard rider in for this week, and it's Iron Joe. So looking forward to see what he can put up for some times. I know that the top lap times on this track, you'll be looking into... I was able to pull off a few 37s. I expect us to see some 38s, maybe 39s out of the crew here. I know some of them will be able to put down some of those times in time trials, but now that they've got the tire wear and refueling on, maybe a bit slower than that, but not for Fast Raj from the looks of it. He's already got 3 red sectors in the top time halfway through the qualifying session.
Okay, making some tweaks over here, hoping that video is going to work next time around, because that's annoying to say the very least.
Yeah. I look forward to showing it off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's sweet. No, I was going to say Fast Raj here looks like he might have lost that lap, so we're going to pop over to Nightcrawl, see what he's doing. Currently on a hot first sector.
Yeah, I've been talking to Nightcrawl a few nights this past week. We've been playing some other games together, but talking about this track and his preparation for it, his times on the time trial boards. He's been putting in a few laps, not as many as he'd like to this week, but he feels confident. You know, he was coming off the pole position from qualifying last week, but unfortunately had to back out of that Portimao race. for some prior obligations, but he's looking forward. He's got a clear afternoon, or as he would call an Avo. And he's looking excited to see if he can fight for the top spot here.
It looks like he might be about to claim this top spot.
Oh, it'd be happy days in Australia if he would. 3 red sectors, looks clean for the last turn. Bam, big movement as well. 39.549. So he's over half a second clear of the group. And we'll just also let any viewers that are watching, we'll let you know that one of the things we're really looking for from these riders is a clean exit on this last turn. It's in terms of this game, it does allow some manipulation of the track limits on qualifying and the race lap timers. So we've got a pre-race meeting talking to all the riders about what that looks like and how to avoid getting any penalties from the race direction or any protests coming their way. So we'll be looking to make sure riders are having a clean 4th sector. Buster's looking to put his first time up on the board. He's the only rider without a time so far, but...
Well, let's go put some pressure on him then.
I can't tell if his current lap is invalidated or...
No, his current lap is invalidated. So let's take the attention away from him, you failure. Nightcrawl. Look at Nightcrawl again.
Better luck next time, Buff. We'll get you up there soon. Nightcrawl. Double red. Double red helmet. Sector 1, Sector 2. Down to the gray for Sector 3, though. Doesn't mean he's not going to improve the lap.
Yeah, it does mean that he made a pretty big mistake in 3, though.
He certainly did. And I'm looking at the mini-map, and it looks like he might have gotten caught up with some traffic. There's a couple of bikes that are right there, and yeah, it looks like he's decided to throw this lap away, get some fresh, soft tires on there, and get one more shot at it.
Man, one-handed coming into there on one wheel. It's one hand, bro, not one wheel. Get it right.
He's going full send on this lap, though.
Yeah, it looks like
sectors could move up quite a bit.
Yeah, it does look like he's about to make a pretty good improvement here. Because he is not far off of Jix Rage.
And you know, one-handed as far as the bike liveries go, and the look. Oh, he does move up. Good, he's up to 4th place. Great job. He's on the Ford bike this year. He had one of the best-looking livery kits last year. But this year, he was on the Alphamark VDS bike.
He was just waving at us again. I don't know if you caught that.
His clutch fingers. He's getting a little excited.
The ladies must love him for his clutch hand.
Oh, that was so good last week, from last week's Portimao race. I clipped that from, I think it was the Twitch or the YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that. That was fantastic.
So funny watching that back. All right, Buster's got 3 orange sectors. Just completed.
There he goes.
2.5 seconds off. Moves up to 9th place. Fast Raj, orange 3-3. We've got to see if... Oh, that was really close to track limits. He actually doesn't improve, and fortunately, by him going wide on the exit there, that throws away the following lap as well. So, if he has enough fuel, he'll be able to finish this lap and then get one more clean one.
Stock Hazard might be able to pick up some time here. Not really.
Not on this lap.
Let's see what Jix Buff is going to throw it. Oh, that was a creative line on the inside.
He's looking to make an improvement from last week. He qualified at the back of the grid last week, but had a much better result in the race, finished 7th. So I know he's looking to progress. And maybe he's just better work on his qualifying laps a little bit, try to get a better position to start the racing. So 1 minute left to go. Nightcrawl still holding the top spot by half a second.
That's a big gap there. I mean, Australia's big and all, but
it is quite a gap on this track. I mean, there are a few opportunities in where you can really pick up time. What I'm assuming is turn 5. because of the heavy braking zone, you can find some pretty varying braking lines and braking markers where people would start their brakes from. So he's probably making up a few tenths just on turn 5 alone. But Nitro's got red through sector 1. This will be his final lap coming through. So if he can improve further here,
let's watch him.
Really going to show some dominance coming into turn 5. That crucial turn. Now what's great about this section here, turn 6, you can use all of that curve and accelerate all the way through it.
I am digging the retro Yamaha livery.
Oh yeah, the Master Camp livery is awesome. He's looking tidy, but still loses time in Sector 3. It looked like a pretty decent line through there. He must have just had a fantastic first lap through.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, right? Because he's been, gray a couple times now while setting hot laps.
Yeah. He's quick through the first 2 sectors, so improving there, but loses a bit there in the third. He improved by 1,000th of a second.
That's almost petty.
See that wiggle right there he's doing on camera? That's fins up. It's the insider joke. Shark fins, man.
It looks like Veritech might have a chance to move up here.
This is fantastic. Yeah, he's only a 10th off of 7th place behind Whispers.
He looks like he's pushing pretty hard.
From there. I don't think he did. If he does, he gains 2 tenths there.
That's what it takes. So, looks like Nightcrawl will be on pole position here, followed by Fast Raj and Phobia, rounding out that first row. Starting the second row, we have one-handed Jix Rage and Jix Buff. A lot of Jix going on there. Veritech, Whispers, Buffster, Stock Hazard, Iron Joe, and then unfortunately taking up the rear 2-plane due to that disconnect. So I am going to document this real quick, and then we are going to move over to qualifying for our MotoGP sprint race, which is going to be a good time. So if y'all hang out, we will be back in a moment.
See you in a moment.
It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start.
thank you all for hanging out and waiting for our MotoGP qualifying. If you remember correctly, this is qualifying for both our main race and our sprint race. So sprints are handled without fuel nor tire wear. Try to shorten them up, make them a little spicier. And yeah. So what are your thoughts for MotoGP here, Cora?
Well, I will say I do like the format change we've made in allowing these guys to run a sprint race with no tire and fuel wear. I just think it adds the excitement because they can run Power 3 the entire race, and it essentially matches what they can do in time trials. So you're going to see the absolute fastest that they can put down on the track, and it could create some excitement, some chaos for the sprint race itself. So I like the format. Looking at the lineup, we're short a couple riders for this one, but in terms of qualifying pace, I'd have to say the early favorite, which I'm not seeing, Black Jesus. That is one from last week that he was much ahead of the curve in terms of qualifying pace. He was a half a second clear of the pack, and he finished first place in the race. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. He did mention that he had some prior engagements tonight. He mentioned this to me earlier in the week, but I think he might make it for the race, but couldn't make qualifying and potentially the sprint. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully he's able to make it for the race and just start from the back. Should have some more excitement for us. But with him out of the way, last year's winner here, Sharp Jenna. So him and I had a great battle at this track last season in GP23. I think he finished the race like just 2/10 ahead of me in a 9-lap race. I was just tailing him the whole time, but couldn't put a move on him. He was just clean, smooth the entire race. So with no Black Jesus here for the qualifying session, I'm going to put my money on Sharp Jenna. It's the one to watch.
Well, okay, I guess we will see. Nobody with any data here on the board yet, but there's still plenty of chance to make that happen.
Yeah, so with these guys, it's going to take a little bit. With the 15-minute qual, they got to get their setup in, and then when they get their out lap done, that's where we're about to start seeing them start their first laps here, right about the 13-minute mark. We should start to see those first sectors come through in about 15 seconds. Let's see, I'm not sure who's up front at the moment.
Look who it is in chat. Black Jesus himself.
Oh, man.
Go KTM, you guess? There's a question mark at the end of that? You Austrian hater. I don't know, man. Although I have a KTM and I still, kind of hate on him. As silly as that is.
It's easy to hate on European bikes.
Really
you love
is,
them,
dude.
you hate them. Yeah, I've owned quite a few, and as much as I love them, I also have a dark spot in my heart for all of them. Yeah, hopefully, Black Jesus, if you heard the call, man, which I'm sure you did, hopefully you can get here in time for the race, spice things up.
My Triumph was probably the best street bike I've ever owned. But, oh my god, was it Euro trash.
Oh, yeah. And which Triumph was it?
Speed Triple. 1050.
Nice. Yep, I had one of those as well. I had the Speedy 1050 RS.
God, what a good bike.
2019, I think it was. Yeah, 2019.
Mine was a 2012, so a little older. But,
yeah.
Still, I tracked the snot out of that bike. There you
Same,
go, Rumham, first on the board.
Very enjoyable. First time up, 134, 101. Looks like two early mistakes there in the first lap. Hines and Sharp both had a track limit warning, so their first laps out were canceled, which is unfortunate because those tires are only so fresh. You get one good shot at it.
Here we go, times are rolling in.
All right, let's stick rolling in second, just 0.4 off. Coco 1.1 off. 35.2. We got a 35.6 out of Hot Dog.
Yeah, Divertech, we think we figured that out. The gear and numbers to be determined, but that will be something to rectify next week.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We have It's a good time just to give a quick shout out. Hades and Rossi Fumi on the Discord. They've actually created quite a few of the helmets and the number plates for a lot of the riders in both Moto2 and GP. And there's some really, really cool ones. I don't know if you've seen them in. They're in the custom Moto Gear channel on the Discord.
Oh, super cool. I mean, and so for anybody watching, our Discord is Southern E Racing League. You can also find the link to that on SERLUSA.com down at the bottom there. So jump in there, check it out. You don't have to be a racer to be part of the Discord. So if we do have a stalker out there, come on in, hang out. We only bite a little bit.
Just in the right places. Yeah, feel free to join the community.
Just to the right places.
All right, third red sector for sharp. That looks good. Oh,
God.
Top spot, just barely from Roman.
Disgustingly good.
That's close. That's what you like to see. Now look at this. I mean, this is one of the things that the benefits about the SERL League for anyone watching that isn't racing and playing this game regularly is that we just had the Moto2 qualifying, and now with the GP qualifying, one of the main differences is that big crash from McCarthy.
That was a big crash. That was a spine breaker right there.
We do a lot of preseason testing and preseason qualifiers to get riders into the right group, the riding group of either MotoGP or Moto2. So what we're seeing on the screen right now, these guys, they've all put in the time in the practice. A lot of returning riders from last year, a couple of new riders this year that have really shown improvements in the qualifying times. So you're going to see some really close lap times coming in for qualifying.
Looks like Restream is having issues tonight, so not just us. In fact, that may have been caused by Restream. I'm noticing the chat is quite delayed.
I like to blame Restream.
Yeah.
We've got 3 red sectors for Rumham Ryan.
Yep,
now.
we're on them.
He saw Sharp bested him there by less than a tenth of a second. I think he's going to move. My goodness, he didn't move it as far as I thought he would. He's still keeping it tight.
Can we talk about that 34.001?
The 001.
So I don't know if you all have been around enough to remember. God, what was it? 2020, 21? Everything was in eighths of a second. And it annoyed the shit out of me because it was like, you're a computer, all you do is tell time. That is like your number one job is to tell time. So what was happening is we were having people like they would have shared the same time in that case.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just incredibly annoying. But credit to Milestone, they have fixed that. Look at Rumham again. I mean, we're going to stick with cargo here for a minute, but that dude just threw down another red sector.
Another red sector, yeah. Yeah, no, I've put some practice laps down on this track in the past week. One, just to put together that video, and 2, to see if I could put my name in the top 10 for the leaderboards. And the top times they're very quick. I mean, some of the guys are in the 31s. I was only able to manage a high 32 in time trial, but I expect to see these guys with tire wear and fuel. I'd still like to see a couple of 33s, maybe a 32.
Look how close this leaderboard is. I mean, minus Coco, he's only marginally out, but we're almost in a second overall.
Yeah, if we can get 8 riders within a second, it'd be fantastic. But Ryan moves the stick just a little bit further.
And look at McCargo up to P3.
McCargo, nice move. Oh, and he's only 1/1000th behind Sharp.
Yep. Now moving that stick up, Coco fell back a little bit. Now Hines is off over second by pace, but still, guys, sub 2 seconds. That is wild. These guys have clearly been taking it seriously and practicing.
Yeah, doing a lot of practice laps and practice races. This is one of those tracks that you never really know what the weather's going to bring, if it's going to be clear, cloudy, or chance of rain, like the real-life GP races here earlier this year.
It is very true.
It definitely threw some curveballs. Didn't expect to see Alex Marquez running up front, but Brad Binder pulling a Brad Binder like he did. It just brings a lot of excitement. Hit stick improves the time, but doesn't move up. Swaggins on 3 oranges. He's not too far off of McCargo's time. Swaggin does improve quite a bit, moves up into second. So we got a Aprilia 1-2 at the front here.
Nobody likes those bikes anyway.
Yeah, that's word on the street.
Honestly, I like the brutality of them. I might be quicker on one of those than my Yamaha, but I like not dropping valves, so there's that. Just a personal preference, you know.
Yeah, I've owned a Tuono, so I know all about them. I love them. The 1100s are animals.
I think in my head, those Aprilias are tied for best exhaust note with the crossplane R1s.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the crossplane was the king of the exhaust clip on YouTube for a long time. Looks like Hines cut the curb down the inside last turn, ended up cutting that lap out. He looked like he was about to improve as well, so that's unfortunate. And you just see the the uncertainty of cutting that last turn.
There goes Sharp.
Ruins the current lap, but it also ruins the next lap, and that's tough for Sharp because he was on 3 orange sectors.
Yeah, it is tough, but so was Sharp.
Yeah, he'll get back up. He'll get one more shot at it for sure.
I can't tell if that's latency or if that line was that questionable.
You know, if I were in Coco's shoes here, I think seeing that gray third sector, I would have moved off to the side and tried to sneak in behind one of those Aprilia servers behind him. His run number swagging
to get a tow.
I think I would have looked for a tow here. You know, he's only going to get 1 or 2 more shots at this depending on his fuel load, and he's not orange through the first sector. Oh, he definitely made a big mistake there in turn 2. He might want to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's decisions to be made there, right? So it's I don't know, man. He came up good on that first sector.
Hot Dog is all over. Maybe looking. Oh, I thought Hot Dog was looking up the inside there. He took a much sharper braking line in. But orange through 2. Hot Dog just behind him actually gets a track limit warning there. I'll be interested to see if he continues pushing or moves off the way and looks for the tow.
I mean, he's almost out of time now. So what's he got? Like 1 more potential lap?
Yeah, he can finish this one and then do 1 more. Maybe 2. Off screen there, hit stick with a crash. Oh, that is
Sharp with a crash.
Who's lagging behind this guy? Who's right behind Coco on the Aprilia? Is that Ryan or?
He keeps buzzing by too quick for me to see.
If you click back on the names, yeah, let's take a look. Whoever's behind Hot Dog.
There's Hot Dog.
It's gonna be Ryan or Swaggin. It's the Aprilia behind Hot Dog. I saw them riding on the front wheel.
Why can't I find this human?
It's Swaggin, yeah. So he'll be one to watch out for with the latency. He was. You can see him lagging here a little bit.
Yeah.
He was definitely just he was on the front wheel alone. Oh boy. But he is red through sector 1 despite the latency. It's definitely not slowing down his lap time.
Well, let's stick with him, see what happens here. Now, the question is Tepid Wiener going to be in the way?
Yeah. Hopefully this lag doesn't become a major issue for him and interrupt not only his lap but another rider's.
He's looking good so far. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, he was pushing a bit hard there. Well, now we're seeing a lot of gray sectors come up. Surprised, only 1 minute left. I was hoping to see a few more reds. Switch to soft tires.
Oh, looks like Black Jesus might be trying to make it for the main event.
That's great news. That's what I like to hear.
Qualifying, last though by not showing up. That's tough.
It is, but in a way, this isn't the worst track for it because turn 1 is such a long first turn. Even starting from the back, you can get a lot of rolling speed as the front of the pack kind of accordions through the middle of turn 1. and then by the time you get out of turn 4, you have that huge straight to draft off a rider, so you can make quite a few passes if you get the pace.
So I'm going to tease our some of our riders here that are listening, and there is an advantage to tuning into the stream, whether you're on track or whether you're waiting to get back on track. Man, I don't know what you think, but I'm not sure the weather is looking fantastic for tonight.
I mean, it's good news. It's hard to tell for me on the Discord stream. the whole upper half is washed out. It does look a bit cloudy on my end, I will say.
It is definitely cloudy out there. Might be some thunderstorms rolling. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna mess with these guys. Maybe we're not.
The weather on the river, man. You never know what's coming your way. But time has passed on this qualifying session. Just a few more riders on track who can improve. Sharp with a gray sector 1, hit stick on grays through sector 2. Hines, if we want to click over to Hines, he's got 3 orange sectors. This will be his final lap.
Our boys in the chat are not happy.
Hines he's actually decided, I don't need to improve this lap. I'm going into the
Yes. What is that?
He's saying, give me a new bike.
Oh man, swagging with the disconnect.
Swagging with the DC right at the end.
That means we're going to have to rebuild the lobby.
Yes. Yep, we gotta rebuild.
Ah.
Shenanigans.
He heard the chance of rain and he ran.
Last rider out is Sharp Jenna.
All right. So we've got Rumham Ryan on pole, Sharp Jenna and McCargo taking out the first row. Hit Stick, Hot Dog, Coco taking up the next. Hines and Jesus, who was it that
We lost Swaggin.
We lost Swaggin. Okay.
Yeah. And then we also do want to give another shout out there. We see in the chat, we're hopeful that Ippy Black Jesus can redeem himself and make it in time for the race. But
yeah, I think
starting from the back.
I think he's got a chance for the main. I really do. So we are going to need to rebuild the lobby here. So give us. See if maybe Hines, you're not starting from the back because we had a disconnect. So anyway. We will be back in a moment here for our sprint race.
It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start.
Okay, here we are on the grid, ready for our sprint race of the evening.
It's very exciting. Let's get this race rolling. Big sprint race, traction.
Rumham with a fantastic start.
Oh, bad start from the cargo though.
Oh,
the gun early.
Some contact there.
Yeah, a couple of hit bikes there, but no one's down. Overall, we're clean through one. That's a really tough start from a cargo. Gets a double long lap penalty. And we will have one penalty to give out for the main race, the main GP race. Swaggin will have to give him a long lap penalty at the start of that race.
Okay. I see how to do that now. I haven't actually done that yet.
Into turn 5, everyone is through and clean. Fantastic. This race is underway.
Oh, a little bit of contact there.
I mean, look at the front runners. We have behind Rumham, there's 78 Hines and Coco.
So it looks like McCargo must have jumped the start with that double long lap penalty.
Yep, he jumped right at the very start.
That's
and in
a
a sprint
shame.
race scenario, that is a real shame. That's a tough one to get those two done and still fight for a top spot.
Yeah, so again, for anybody watching, the way we're handling our GP sprint race, tires and fuel are a moot point, but my understanding is temperature is still to play in the tires.
Yeah, very much so, particularly for the front tire. The rear tires in this game don't particularly get too hot like they did in the previous game, so you're not going to see a lot of rear tire spinning, but with that front tire, it heats up. You can have the hard tire on.
Sharp with a crash.
Sharp. Start of the second lap, that's a tough spot. That front tire can heat up real quick, and there's really only one place on this track where it cools down, and it's this long straightaway coming up after turn 4.
A little bit of touch in there from Swaggin.
Yep, Swaggin. You know, you can really cut a little bit of that curve on the inside of 4 and get a good drive out of it on the straight. But Hines had a good line through there, and it just slowed Swaggin down just enough where he couldn't make the move. But Hines looks a bit wide on the brakes into turn 5.
Oh!
Swaggin goes up the inside
Made a
and
little
ends up on
bumpy
the
there.
grass.
There may be a protest about that one. We'll have to see what different streams look like.
The good thing is there was no rider crashing. This is a tough one. Can he get it to stick? It ends up being a decent move from Swaggin, but Hines is still fighting back. That's the thing about this third sector. There's a lot of switchback sections. You get the inside for the first turn, you're on the outside for the next one.
God, that's a good fight. That's a real good fight.
They're
Swaggin
dicing
coming
it
up on the
right
inside.
now.
Oh! Shut the door on him.
Yeah, Hines, I don't know if he was aware of him there. Ends up shutting the door.
Yeah, but shutting the door, that's part of racing, right? I mean, a block pass or just a block in general is a real technique.
Absolutely.
McCargo improving, but still has those double long laps.
You know, I think he attempted it in the first lap.
He may have.
I saw him go in there, but I don't think he completed it properly.
Well, what we'll do is we'll go over to him for the next one, if I remember to.
Yeah, the surprising thing for me, though, is how well Sharp had qualified. And even though he did crash, he's still in last place. I was expecting him to pull a little bit closer to these guys. If you're able to uptick the quality a little bit for me on Discord,
I may be able to.
that would be hugely appreciated.
We'll see if that'll absolutely nuke the.
Oh, that was fantastic.
That's 1080.
Okay, what was it on before?
720.
Oh, okay.
30 frames though.
30 is fine. Just so pixelated.
You know, entirely missed if McCargo. We got distracted. Entirely missed if McCargo's goal was to.
That's my fault.
That is what it is. Man, it looks like Rumham's got just a little bit of room to breathe. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think he proved that he's got the pace in qualifying there. He had quite a gap on these guys. And the interesting thing is that the rest of the field is spread out. We've got a second gap between all the riders right now.
Except in the back here. These two boys are fighting.
Sharp and swagging.
The camera's awkwardly close on this track.
It's going to be a latency. Yeah, they.
It's a McDonald's Wi-Fi battle.
They really didn't improve the camera quality much in this game. Oh, Swaggin looked like he was losing the front there. That's the second time I've seen him really try to undercut some of the 5. And he's judging it wrong and finding himself on the grass once again. He's picking up some track limit warnings for him as well.
Well, the warnings are appropriate. This is we are playing with strict penalties.
Yeah, he definitely deserves one there. You can't cut through the grass on the inside of 5.
No. Even though, I mean, he's getting punished for it, still, like... And by punished, I mean lap time-wise.
Yeah, it's great that the game can keep you in check a little bit as well in a few spots. It wants you to keep your lines clean. Alright, McCargo. I'm not sure if he's just not able to get into these long laps. He has one... So one of them just came off the board there because he needs to complete the first one within 3 laps.
Oh! Well, there goes McCargo with a crash.
Yep. So what that did is that actually just added a 3-second time penalty to the end of his race. And the same thing will happen again, doubly so, if he does not cleanly complete a long lap penalty.
Well, he completed one.
Well, it wasn't. No. So what happened was when he crossed the finish line on this lap, one of those penalties went as an incomplete. So it added a 3-second time penalty.
Gotcha.
To the end of his lap, the end of his race.
Well, can't save him from that. Oh, he's gone. Was that a rage quit or was that a disconnect?
That is a DNF. Or a DSQ.
Feels rage quitty, but I don't want to accuse him of that. He has about a gaggle of children that at any time could need him, so.
Or kick wires. I will say this race
true.
This wasn't the best race form we've seen so far with the double long lap, the crashes, the incomplete long lap attempt. So the good news for him, at least, is that the sprint race is half points. So at the end of the day, the important race is still to come. We'll get full points in the full race.
Creative line by Hines there.
Yeah, a couple of these guys with track limit warnings, but very clean at the front. Rumham Ryan has really no complaints out of this sprint race. I think he's
cleaning up.
Yeah, if anyone is benefiting from Ippy Black Jesus not being here tonight, it is Rumham Ryan.
The tepid wiener's not going to go down without a fight. Well, I say that, but that gap's open it back up. Hey guys, remember when your qualifying times were like stupid close?
Yeah, right? It's gapped quite a bit in this race.
Yeah. Unfortunately so. But hey, it is what it is. Alright, let's go with our, well, potential race winner here through the final sector. Coco not far back, but it's too much. I mean, Rumham would have to crash at this point.
Yeah, and even still, yeah, I mean, he is only 1.5 seconds. But here comes the finish line.
Yep.
Great start for Rumham. Sprint race. Qualifying P1. Getting on just fine in the sprint race. And a great podium spot for Coco. Gotta give props to Coco as well and Hines. Sweeping up those spots.
I mean, look fantastic. So, in our sprint race, we have Rumham taking first position. Congratulations, man. That was a well-raced race, clean, and just by yourself the whole time. You can sing the song. Coco coming in second, Hines in third, Tepid Wiener in fourth, Sharp in fifth with the fastest lap of the race, Swaggin in sixth, and McCargo with a DNC. Hines is talking a lot of smack in chat, but that's okay, I guess. It's a little laggy for the stream for whatever reason. I can't quite figure that out. But
if you need to cut me back a bit on the Discord, it's
no, it's nothing to do with you. It's working properly. It is Restream's publishing. I think they're having issues tonight. So
copy that.
Whatever. Hopefully they're fixing their shite. Anyway, we will be back in just a moment with our Moto2 race. Do give us a minute. We have to take some time to go rebuild a lobby and calm Hines down because he seems to be in a tizzy. But we will be. Oh!
Let's fucking go!
Yeah, that is the feedback of Hines jumping in with his shitty microphone. So I will take this opportunity to mute his audio, and we'll be right back.
It's been a long weekend, but we've finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start.
Okay, here we are for our Moto2 race. Looks like these boys escaped the weather by a little bit, just hanging on in the background.
Very lucky indeed. Dark clouds are still nearby, though. That GP race is not totally safe just yet.
It is never
We have
safe.
red lights up on the board, and these guys are underway. Looks like a pretty good launch from everyone on the field, staying pretty tight here in
Great
turn
start.
one.
As Nightcrawl kind of slips away.
Gives some contact with Jigsaw and Buster. Secondary contact exiting turn one, but no bikes on the ground. This could tighten up and bunch up for turn two here. Three riders off track. Too clean. But no riders down. We're clean.
No, that's good. That's good. Good race. Good
Clean
race.
start. We've got Nightcrawler up front. He's already built over half a second lead on Fast Raj. He's out of the draft, which is the biggest thing. He had such a good launch out of turn 4, he's able to get himself out of the draft. It's so strong on these Moto2 bikes coming down into that turn 5 section.
I mean, yeah, these guys are moving pretty good. No doubt there.
Yeah, great battle there for third place, Phobia and Jix Rage. Still a few more riders tucked in behind him as well. Everyone's just off screen here.
Now, Whispers and Veritech, do you feel silly about being so disappointed about potential for rain? You're just cloudy, bro. You're just cloudy.
Just cloudy, man. A lot of riders picked up track limit warning. On
Yeah.
this first lap.
Yeah, I didn't catch where that was.
Because a lot of them were off camera there. I'm assuming it's going to be either through probably turn 6. In my practice on this track, that long left-hander turn 6, these Moto2 bikes, they turn in so quick, and there's a lot of oversteer. It's easy to run inside off the track. It's a combination of like quick turn in and an absolutely gutless engine characteristic in this game.
Oh, Whispers
The
with the
Moto2
crash.
bikes,
That is
these
unavoidable.
Moto2 bikes
Jix
are
Rage
so
with
sad.
a... Whew.
Yeah, he's trying a different line. It's not working for him there in turn 2. And he's got riders coming up behind him quick. This gang of bikes behind him is not going to let him get away that easy.
These guys are running like a Moto 3 grid right now.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, that is a dangerous line from Buster. He
Not good.
explodes into multiple riders in turn 5.
Not good. Whispers going taking up the back here.
I was going to suggest giving Buster a blue flag there if he was ahead of those other riders, but he looks like he's tucked in behind him after the restart. I think you do need to give him a reckless riding, though. That line that he was on was very dangerous and led to multiple riders getting hit.
Bink.
Maybe tucking up to Phobia at the front. He's closing in on Fast Raj. He was. Nightcrawler's just checking out up there at the front over second gap, but Phobia's not willing to give up the second place finish.
Over a second on lap 2.
Yeah. Now he'd had a half a second lead on that qualifying session, so I guess it just wasn't a one-time thing. He's got that speed for multiple laps in a row. And in fact, I think what we saw from him was his 2 fastest laps were 1,000th of a second apart. So it just goes to show he's put in a little bit of time here to find the speed for this track.
Well, heck, it's working. I can't fault him for any of that.
And not really surprised by the podium right now. We had Nightcrawler qualifying first here. Last week qualified first, had to miss the race, so we're expecting a good showing from him for the race. Phobia won last week's race, and Fast Raj was looking very quick at Porter Mountain. You can see all these differing lines. Stock Hazard getting in real weird on the brakes there.
Yeah,
little
not great.
Sideways, a little late.
All those brakes for Stock Hazard?
He's able to keep it up, though, which is good. Ended up not crashing there, losing any spots from it. Good correction. And this was a big surprise from last week, was it not? I mean, what a shock seeing D Veritek run up there in the front.
Oh, it was great.
Such a crazy, chaotic ending to that Portimao race with him being absolutely blindsided by a wrecking ball named Aphasaphoria Phobia. And then running out of fuel. He ran out of gas.
Forgot about that. I did forget about that. Absolutely wild. You know what's disappointing is not seeing a one-handed. I mean, he just made a pass, so good. Good on him. But I think we had higher hopes for him this week. He was pumped.
Yeah. Yep. This is definitely a track that I know he's putting a good amount of time in on. Smooth laps. Love to see where his race pace at, but it's looking like he's been about 1.8 seconds back of 2-plane here for at least 4 or 5 turns now, so I'm not looking like he's improving the pace. But I tell you who is improving the pace is Fast Raj. That or Nightcrawl's made some mistakes.
No, his gap opened up from Phobia, so he is doing something.
Oh, we're getting the wave right there. Nightcrawl saying, "What's up, y'all?" that clutch lever wave. Saying,
Leave it to Milestone. Well, let's look here in the next brake zone. Are they even actually grabbing the brake lever? We're about to see.
They should be, yeah. They do in my game.
Kind of, not really.
Yeah. So they give you options in this game. How many fingers you want to brake with. So they go that far. You can do. I think it's 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah,
you get a couple rider customization choices. It's braking fingers, and you also get to choose at the race start if you want to start with both feet on the ground or 1 foot, and if it's one, you get to pick left or right.
Yeah, all right. So this is focusing on the right things. Good job, Milestone.
Yeah,
appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Milestone. I mean, the most exciting thing that they were hyped for this game was the new animation from the left ankle. They changed the shifting animation. That was the big excitement.
And can I be honest? It looks terrible.
It looks awful. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
That's not how. Ooh, that was a pretty good wiggle from Fast Roger. But look at him closing this down.
A lot of movement from Raj coming out of 1. Nightcrawl using all the track there. He's on every curb.
Yeah, he's pushing right now.
Yeah. He doesn't want to let them get close to him with it, and especially this section, getting out of the straightaway. D Veritek is getting close to Jukes Buff. 2/10 off.
Let's take a look at that.
2 planes just behind him at 7/10. This could be a pass here coming on the brakes. Oh, it's a big move.
It was an ass pack. That's what it was.
Yeah. I think D Veritek is possibly going to earn himself a reckless riding there move. I told you, turn 5 is a dangerous place to be.
Not. We're going to call it suboptimal. That is also not a that is a suboptimal view. That is not what we're going for.
I like the enthusiasm, bro. I'm thinking that there's a move there, but I just wasn't able to make it stick. A little too hot on the brakes. And I'm impressed right now from Phobia, though. Because we've seen Roger, he pulled out a gap on him, pretty massive one, but Phobia's reeled him back in a little bit. And there's still just over 3 laps to go. Yeah, these guys have history. I don't know if you remember much. Oh my God!
Not good. Not good.
Huge crash from Roger. Coming on the last turn, it's easy to do that. You cut that inside curb on the last turn, and the rear tire just loses all the weight, and it can easily high-side you on the throttle. That's a nasty one. Buster picks up a long lap penalty there. It's unfortunate for him. But Roger, wow, what a crash.
Yeah, that was not...
But he's closing in already on 2-plane. I mean...
Oh, he's fast. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. And you know what? With how quick he was able to respawn back on the bike and get back in the action, he's in a place now where he can catch the draft off the 2-plane and potentially only really lose 2 positions within a lap from that crash, which is just not something you could say a year ago. Now, the interesting thing here will be to see if One-Handed's able to now that he has a look at one of the front runners and their pace and their lines, if he's able to follow Roger's lines in a bit and maybe tuck it behind him. I don't know if he wants to follow that line from Roger, though. Roger goes wide, very wide, turn 7. Yeah, there's really this big battle on track, and then Vertek just made a move on Stock Hazard for 8th place.
I see that.
Stock made a big mistake, though, because his time was plummeting. Yeah, I think what that was him going wide. Stock must have gone real wide into turn 9. So,
Man, these boys are fighting out here, though.
yeah, we're getting great battles all over the field.
Better than our GP guys, anyway. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. I do expect them to bring it closer together for the main race. That sprint race throws a bit of a wrench in there because it's Power 3 all the time.
Right.
When bikes react a little bit different with that Power 3, one of the biggest physics changes in this game is that when as you apply throttle, it's a progression of your throttle is like relative to how quickly or how much the bike stands up coming out of a turn.
Well, it's realistic, at least.
Well, the idea is realistic, but the execution of it in this game is so animated.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. It's, I mean, you would think it's realistic if I wasn't using Traction 1, you know? I've played this game for a couple of years now, and Traction 1 generally means rear tire slips. Not in this game. No. It means you stand straight up into a wheelie.
Yeah, not great.
It's like, yeah, so they could have tweaked a few things, but...
Man, Two-Plane is running away from these boys.
Yeah, he's got some great pace here later in the race. And I'm impressed here now that one-handed, he's been able to stick with Fast Rod here.
I mean, he gone.
Nightcrawler instead has posted the fastest lap of the race. As they start the final lap here, he's pulled out 2.5 seconds on Phobia.
Look
Obviously, yeah,
Just
it
disgusting.
was very close. It was very close with Roger there, but without Roger in the way, the gap has grown.
I'm going to put the pressure on him here and say it is his race to lose.
Yep. We all know what happens in the final lap when the camera comes onto your bike and you're leading the race by 2.5 seconds. That pressure's mounting. He can feel it. I know he can. All the way across the world.
Don't commentators curse, bro.
Nah, not my boy Nightcrawler.
Hey, look, put a shrimp on the Barbie, let a dingo eat your baby, and finish this race strong. I'm just trying to be as culturally insensitive as possible.
Yeah, go feed the chickens, man. Go feed them chickens.
Looks like Stock and Buster both picked up a long lap penalty.
Yeah. I saw Buster pick his up a couple laps ago.
I missed that.
It's difficult to see if he's attempted it though on that track overlay, but Stock's was new. It was coming though because he's run wide a few times. He's missed a few of the braking markers.
Well, here comes Nightcrawl. Last set of corners.
Let's take a look at Fast Rod though coming in the end of this. Is he going to make a move? He's only half a second back behind Two-Plane.
No, he doesn't have.
How late is he going to
enough
brake for
place.
this last turn? It's coming down 4, 3, 2. You're right. Yeah, it's close.
No, not happening.
Yeah, nice try.
It wasn't for lack of effort.
No, he really gave it everything there. Okay, someone's jumping off their bike with the line.
Certainly one way to do it.
That's another milestone special. End of race, biker jumps off the bike.
Whispers doing things.
He's doing I ran out of fuel things right now.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh yeah, I've been in that situation. He is out of fuel. He'll pick up a black flag at the end of that one.
Whoops. Okay, so congratulations to Nightcrawl for running away with that race, and my guy took the hot lap at almost a 41 flat. Just ridiculous.
Fantastic from Nightcrawl.
Woo. Save the mic from the sneeze. Y'all are all welcome.
Got to give a quick shout out to Phobia. He kept it together, smooth race. Didn't have the pace to compete for the top spot, but he was competing right behind Fast Raj for 6-7 laps in a row. And even though Raj got crashed, he crashed himself out. Phobia just kept with the game plan.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic job there. You know, Jix Rage taking up our final podium spot. Well earned, well fought for. Two Plane, who, correct me if I'm wrong, he started from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is tremendous, man. Followed
Great
by
result from 2 Plane.
Yep. Fast Raj, One-Handed, Jix Buff, D Veritech, Buffster, Stock Hazard, and we did lose Whispers to a disconnect in the beginning. We're going to call it McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and look at the lap time, too. Got to give kudos there for 2 Plane. His lap time and the race pace was there. Yeah, great result for him.
Well, all right, y'all. We're going to take another short break and get ready for our main GP event of the night. So basically, as soon as we get this lobby built, we will be back.
It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start.
Okay, here we are for our final race of the night. MotoGP.
This is the big one. This is the one we've been waiting for. We're excited.
This is the big one. Oh, look at Sharp with that good start.
Fantastic launch from Sharp. But he's given up that inside line.
Yeah, immediately got overtaken there.
Yeah, it's one thing I called out earlier in the stream was that inside, that turn one is such a long turn. You'll start to see some different runs through there, especially on the first lap. And you really want to defend that inside line if you can.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But usually you can get a good draft on this at a turn 4 here coming down the straight. I don't know if Ryan might have just got himself out of the draft area.
He's 0.6 seconds, so maybe.
Here comes turn 5. I see 2 riders out, but no contact.
Now again, weather's not looking great for these boys, but we'll see what happens. I know they're listening, so I gotta keep them tense on it. Looking good overall. Good tight pack. I think kind of what you were saying earlier is true. The sprint was throwing them off a little bit.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I tell you what though, the pack is super close right now. Contact in the back though, coming out of turn 13. Black Jesus and Hit Stick. But the gaps, everyone's less than a second apart. We also do need a tack on a long lap penalty for swagging.
Yes, I was just about to ask that. I had almost forgotten.
Yep, this is perfect time for it. Start of lap 2.
Did it not give him a long lap penalty?
So I think you have to choose the rider.
I did.
And then you see at the top left, no, don't hit A yet. You see at the top left of your screen how it says warning next to Ryan. You go down to swag.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. They make that confusing. But, alright. So Swag will get that, and that was from last week's race.
Yeah, just for anyone watching the stream unaware, there was a protest at the Portimao circuit, and Race Direction found that if you were watching that race, he had a crash, which is unfortunate. By himself, a crash out of turn 10 off the track, and it spawned him in a tough location to rejoin. And there was riders coming back on circuit right where he was trying to come back on, and it was a really bad situation. So we just issued him a long lap penalty for this track. Just a reminder, fair play rules are important for us.
Two-plane. Mac is back for vengeance. I don't think he was very happy with his first race there.
If we can move up, I'm interested to take a look at Mac real quick. Yeah, see how he's doing.
Dragon shoulder. Twitchily.
He's twitching around quite a bit.
What?
Oh
God. Oh God. It's like a train wreck. I can't look away.
This could be dangerous for other riders, though, with this lag.
Come on. Milestone, why? Coco with a crash. That is unfortunate. Guys.
I think we have to...
Guys.
we might have to drop McCarga from this race. This lag is really bad.
I don't know if it's affecting other people. Looks like Swagger just went for his long lap.
Yeah, I have to imagine that these guys are seeing what we're seeing. Oh, nice, and he was able to complete it. I mean, just imagine you're riding behind this guy. How the hell do you make a passing move? Where do you even begin to make a passing move on that? Oh, Hit Stick with a crash. Oh my God. I think you need to give him a warning. He needs to be warned something. Throw him a... what is there?
Reckless riding?
That's definitely reckless. You can't do this cycling around the track. Man.
I'm sorry, bro.
Sorry, we love you, dude, but this is wild. We are gonna have to get some, just some clarification.
Holy shit! What is happening?
We can't watch that screen. Hot dog with a crash.
Did it fix itself?
Put in turn 2. You know what? I think he took that reckless riding warning serious.
I think he really did. He really composed himself, and oh, nope. Don't want to do that. He took that very. Yeah. Okay. Look, he's back.
He hardwired. Yep. I think he just hardwired. Lap 4. Anyway, so
swagging with the crash.
That is crazy to watch. Swagging. Oh no. We do, let's go up to the front, though. These guys are getting close. Sharp is reeled in Ryan here in turn 7. This will be the battle to watch. Sharp was my favorite for the race, the sprint and the race at this track. You know, he had a really unlucky sprint race, and Ryan obviously walked the field in that one, but his race pace seems to be getting matched here by Sharp in this full race with tire wear on and fuel on.
Oh, do you see what that is starting to fall from the sky?
I do see some spots of rain. We did have the weather forecasters on earlier. They were mentioning there was a chance of rain for this one, so a flag-to-flag race gets things real exciting. You sneaky devil, you.
I don't know if any of them actually noticed, which was like the extra kick, right?
Honestly, I never noticed it either. So.
Oh, no, I snuck it right in there. And you can see my screen the entire time I'm doing it, which is hilarious.
I can't.
Okay, the white flag is out.
Yeah, so pit lanes are open. They can swap bikes. This is a dangerous lap for these guys then. Oh, Hot Dog and Swagger just got word from our on-track correspondent, Smokey is Titan, running the cameras. He just said that 2 riders went in too early. Hot Dog and Swagger went in before the pits opened.
That's what the 30-second deficit is from, gentlemen. You have to wait for the white flag. Unfortunately, I don't control that. The game does. I would put it out as soon as I saw spots.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to only go in when the pit's open. If it's not open, you're doing a ride, which does take roughly. Let me do the math real quick. Yeah, about 28 seconds.
McCarthy's riding style is still interesting, but better than it was.
Oh, that is a very, very wide line. Black Jesus.
Oh,
explosion in the pit.
This is.
Is that run damage?
This has been a thing.
This has been a thing to see. I can't wait to see the post-race videos come through from some of these guys.
Let's see Black Jesus' bike hop here.
Right behind him, his teammate Hines.
Okay, it looks like it might be Black Jesus out of the pits first on his reins.
I'm seeing long lap penalties picked up here as well. McCargo and hit stick. I wonder if this is an issue through this bike swap. Because they went into the pits too fast, they'll pick up a long lap penalty for speeding in pit lane.
Oh. That would be rough.
Taking a look at Jesus coming out of the pits on the bike swap, he ends up going into first place. The man who couldn't make it to qualifying. We know he has race pace and qualifying pace from last week.
The man who started second to last.
He started second to last.
But here's the thing:
final race.
Hines started last, and he's in P3.
Yeah, Hines is having himself a fantastic event tonight. Kudos to him. You know, didn't think he was going to stick to his word and stay in the GP class, but I'm really glad he did. He's a consistent rider. He's clean. He's not going to set down in the fastest times, light the world on fire with his lap times in quali, but he's a consistent rider, and the GP class is really in need of that. And now that we've got 3 laps to go, 3 riders have long lap penalties, there's still going to be some big shakeups here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like it's getting real wet out there now. Do notice nobody decided to stick it out on slicks. Everybody switched to wets.
Yeah. Well, I think it was. Where did we test this? I don't remember when it was. A few weeks back, we saw a test. Oh, it was the preseason test at the Sokol Kazakhstan track. Do you remember? It was McCargo and Black Jesus. It was like a 20-second a lap difference.
Ridiculous.
He closed on him. So yeah, I think now these guys know. Unless it's like one lap to go and you have a crazy lead, it's just not worth the risk. And even still with the rain, look how wide some of these guys are on the brakes.
It looks like Hines had a crash. That is unfortunate. He had a great race. And too plain. This flag to flag is I'm loving it. I'm not going to abuse it. We're not going to have a ton of these, but it just mixes it up, and it's wild.
And honestly, this is a great circuit for it. I mean, it's a fun track. It's a fast track when it's clear, but rain does happen here sometimes. You're down in Argentina. You're on the river. It happened in the real season earlier this year, so it's adding a little bit of realism to the SERL season. Not a bad thing.
Looking good there.
Yeah, the graphics look fantastic. Look at that spray coming up at the sharp
Seriously,
light.
though, that's very realistic. I don't know if you've ever ridden in rain this hard, but it just coats your visor. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I did a track day at Road Atlanta, and I had paid for 2 days, and the first day I went, there was a chance of rain, and it ended up downpouring.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is not realistic at all. There's not nearly enough water on this visor.
Oh, almost contact there between the two guys. Hit Stick and Coco. Yeah, it looks fantastic. The lighting, the reflections.
Yeah, this game's pretty. If there's one thing Milestone does correctly is make it look pretty, but that is we'll call that creative line.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to see Coco give up this position. And he does.
He was about to get a blue flag request.
Yep. He is very... Oh, man, it's difference in braking lines and that last turn is wild between these two guys. It's tough to tell from this camera angle who was in the right, who was in the wrong, but tell you what, Coco came out better for it on that one.
Oh, Sharp with a crash. Unfortunate.
No, his podium contentions.
Well, there goes Coco.
Yep, Team Yamaha has gone down. Both crashed the same turn, and we lost Swaggin DC. Did we just see Swaggin DC?
Might have been Rage Quitty, because he was back there.
To check back with him after the race. It's spread out here. Ryan is, well, Sharp's actually got a pretty close battle here. He's catching up to Hines.
Well, let's go take a look at that.
On the penultimate lap. Yeah, Ryan's pretty close with Mac, and then Sharp with Hines.
Hot dog with another crash. Well, actually, did he crash the first time around, or did he just pit early? I don't remember.
He pit early. Hot Dog was one of the early pitters. Yep, so, learning lessons here.
Yeah,
guys.
that's a rough one to learn.
Yeah, that's a hard lesson to learn on this one. But yeah, on your screen, while you're riding, there is a giant display pop-up that says white flag, pit lane open. So you got to wait for that right timing. I know it's so tempting, too, because you think, as you see the rain coming out and you're coming around, say, turn 12, turn 13, you're like, I could just jump into the pits real quick.
It's like, let me get ahead of it. I really wish it would give me the ability to throw that flag, because I would throw it early and leave it up to the racers.
Yeah. I think you want to hit Sharp here with an aggressive riding. That move he made was really nasty there on Hines.
I'll listen to you on that.
He's going very wide there into turn 1 as well. Yeah, he ended up cutting over the inside curb, clipping the grass, doing the whole thing.
Oh, hit stick with a crash. Unfortunate this late in the race. Not really going to be recoverable. Looks like Coco's probably going to get in front of him. Although that did not happen, actually.
Yeah, it looks like him and the cargo both did not complete their long lap penalties. So those two red display markers next to their names, they picked up
3
race Race penalties, 3 seconds. So this is important for Mac to keep this distance because he's only got 2.3 seconds to Hines behind him. So if Hines and Sharp battle it out, both of them could miss out on the podium. But if they don't disturb each other too much, one of them, probably Hines at the moment, could come away with a podium spot.
Well, and here comes our suspected race winner going through the last... Ooh, that was sloppy, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to ride in the rain with these bikes, but now that there's definitely some spots drying up, it's tough everywhere. You can't get on the throttle, can't get on the brakes.
Yep. Here he comes.
Battle of attrition when it comes to flag.
And a win by Black Jesus.
Fantastic ride for him, coming from the back.
Oh, Rumham with a real late crash. Did he make it across the line?
No. It's tough to tell. I think once I don't think he'll grab it from McCargo because of the 3-second penalty.
Probably not.
But it shows that he's plus 5 seconds back, so I don't know.
We'll have to see.
He may have gone down just before the finish line. If that's the case, that is hard.
That would be pretty brutal.
Yeah. Aside from that mistake, hot dog, just a big learning opportunity for the next one. Rumham, let's see what happens.
He does have second. Rumham does have P2. Okay.
But look at the lap time again. Sharp Jenna, top time on the laps.
That's fast. I mean, that's fast. But can we talk about Black Jesus just running away with it?
Yeah.
I mean
just a clean ride.
Just insane.
He looks really, really comfortable in that KTM. I will say that. He looks good on the bike.
Yeah, no, he's doing fantastic. He's doing absolutely fantastic. So, thank you all for joining us through this evening's races. Let's take a look here at our calendar for the season. So it looks like we are at... Oh my God, this preview is really small and I can't see, but that looks like Coda on the 12th, which is...
Trying to load it up here.
Yep, it's on the stream as well. So it looks like we are at Circuit of the Americas for next week. So, of course, our home track and right here in our backyard, being that this league is based out of Austin, Texas. So, really cool to do. Veritech loving the videos between sessions. We're going to add more to that. So, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Just kind of keep sprucing it up. Keep doing some new things. It'll be good. Of course, if y'all have any questions, concerns, anything of that nature for us, reach out to us in the Discord. If you don't have anything, well, I guess I'll ask it this way. Do you have anything for the people?
Do I have anything for the people? I do not.
Do you have anything for the people?
Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. We had a lot of fun. This is another wild round. I look forward to the next one. Coda's one of my favorite tracks, so it's going to be an exciting one.
All right, y'all. We will see you guys